Crypto God here, and today we got Cooper Daniels on the ReCoop. Now, you might not be familiar with him because you're not going to recognize him because all of his social media, there's a mustache. Now, I go to his videos and I immediately feel betrayed. like, I'm not lying, Coop. Listen. Listen. I came to your channel expecting Mustache.
I know, man. Jesus.
I'm not going to lie to you. I can't even bring myself to watch your videos because there's no mustache.
Whoa. You know, I have to say, you're the first person to point out that I'm fronting a mustache with my picture.
Yeah. You go from looking like a really powerful, respectable man I want to listen to looking like an interior designer.
Oh, Jesus. Interior designer with my fancy shirts, dude. What the
you look like the dude who picks up his kid from daycare who's a stay-at-home dad.
Oh my God, that hurts. That's the truth. That's the truth. You were speaking the truth. I need my mustache back.
I want to take financial advice from this guy. I'd rather drink boiling water that's doused in salt.
That you saw outside the elementary school, which anybody that knows me has been there.
Khaki shorts and flip-flops. That's what I see when I see you with mustache.
No, there's no fucking khaki shorts and flip-flops. That's not happening.
Flip-flops and socks. That's what no mustache looks like to me.
No. I got the Adidas slides and the white socks. I'm tough.
Oh,
I'm tough.
No, that's you're not helping the look, buddy.
This isn't working.
Doesn't work for me on any level.
All right. Well, I'm going to grow. What I've learned from you from our pre-interview and our little talk before now is that I need to grow this mustache back.
You know what? If you don't grow it back in 3 months, I'm deleting this video.
Jesus. Hey, you need to have, you know what I've noticed about mustaches is you need to have the mustache and then you also need to have the little the little guy under the lip, right? That kind of completes the whole mustache.
Right. Well, people at home don't know what I look like, but I got about an 8-inch beard and about a 6-inch mustache, and I handlebar that.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Like, I look straight, like, out of a Viking raid.
Yeah, in my previous life, I did some acting, and I played Jesus a lot. So I've rocked some pretty... I've rocked some pretty, not a lot, but twice, and I've rocked some pretty good beards. I've had a couple good beards in my time.
Like, you saw that tweet that mentioned me today of like, I tweeted about this comedian and he's like, the Lord has spoken.
How did he say that?
So when he messaged me, okay, like we got introduced by Nathan Hawk, which that interview is going to come out before this one. He put me in an interview because Nathan kept calling me God. In the interview, I'm like, well, you can call me God or you can call me Crowley. I mean, whatever. Okay. And he introduced me. He's like, Mike, meet God. I met him naked in the desert on a violent cocktail of psychedelics.
Nice.
The introduction is done. No.
No.
But then, like, there's this whole thing going on of just like, he's like, yeah, God's a lot more chill than he used to be. Way less judgmental and homophobic.
Right.
And I was like, good, the rebrand is working.
Well, I didn't know you really had the beard and everything. So
yeah, I mean, I don't have any hair on top of my head. I've been looking like I was like 40 since I was 15.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Yeah, I started going gray when I was about 18. So I had my own version of that.
You know, I got into crypto, and about a week later, I found gray in my beard.
So you weren't expecting that volatility, huh?
No, and I had my left eye hasn't stopped twitching since I started this podcast.
Well, you said you've been doing this for what a short amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's been going. Like, what's really crazy is the people that I'm meeting, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, you don't really do interviews. If you were to like switch to an interview format, you would meet new developers every single day, right?
That's all.
So I'm meeting crazy people in the crypto space that are doing some really crazy shit. And like in the period of like really just like 5 weeks, I've talked to over 30 developers from projects.
That's amazing, dude.
And like, it's really kind of crazy because I will talk to a project like within a week of them launching. I talked to this one project. They had 3 coins connected to what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
One had been out for 2 weeks. One had been out for like 2 days, and one hadn't even been released yet that they were planning on launching as like a triple fort type support.
Right.
And who else in the space is talking to so many new projects?
That's amazing, dude. Yeah.
Like,
and from what I've listened, you're a lot of, you bring like a good energy to it, and it's a lot of fun. So,
I try, and I got asked this question, like, what do you eat to have that much energy?
Yeah. What do you eat?
Well, let me read exactly what I said back to him. I'm like, I feed on spite and stonks.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Good for you.
Well, actually, the ongoing joke in my bigger community is that I feed on spite. Just spite. Yeah.
So I was like, wait, did I lose it?
There's no and. It's just spite.
It's just spite. Yeah, you know what? You're making me think, what do I feed off of?
Right.
I don't even. Yeah.
Well, because like, you've been in the acting game and the stand-up game for a while,
Yeah.
You played the Ice House, which, by the way, folks, if you want a really good insight into his relationship,
check out my stand-up. Yeah.
Which I'm sure the mustache thing didn't help at all whatsoever.
No, she likes the mustache. She likes the.
So you do the one thing to make your volatile home situation worse.
Shave my mustache.
Shave the mustache.
So funny. Yeah.
You know how traumatic that had to be for your children, by the way?
Oh, they cried. It's true.
No, so my father has had a mustache my entire life except for a week. Mm-hmm. And I was 23. And I was playing drums at his church at the time, and I go in there and I start warming up, and he's playing the guitar, and his back is to me. He turns around, and I immediately get off beat. Because I don't recognize the backside of my father, but I do not recognize the front side of my father.
Well, no, it is weird. People look, and when they have a mustache for a long time, like, I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I don't even know this person. Like, what a this guy is. Like,
I would have steal his lunch money. Like,
yeah, like this guy. What am I doing?
Well, it was like, I was like, man, I was so excited because like I'm a facial hair enthusiast. And I was like, oh, that is a nice mustache.
All right.
And I open up your videos and I'm like, you look like my therapist I fired for being too nice to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. You know what? It's like.
You didn't know you were going to come on for a roast. And I'm not sorry.
Well, you know what? Look, you're reinforcing my doubts because I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're the first person to bring it up because I'm leading with mustache and I don't deliver. I just don't deliver mustache
like,
at all.
How can anyone trust anything you say about a mustache? You probably have 12,000 subscribers by now if you just had
No, is that why it's moving so Yeah, because that's what it is. They're turning it on and be like, oh, this Mr. Smiles in a Hawaiian shirt. I
really question the Hawaiian shirt. I'm going to be honest with you on that. Like, I look at it and it's like 3 patterns of the same shirt. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Do you own 4 shirts? What's happening?
Oh, dude, see, these are all, you're bringing up all the insecurities, dude. You made me realize, what I realized was like, oh, this is why people wear the same when they do something like this, because like trying to mix it up, I don't have enough shirts. I need to go shop. I don't have enough shirts. I don't have enough. Thank God this isn't on video. People be like, oh, this shirt again. Like, it's mustache guy with no shirt.
Fucking thumbnails. It's the exact same shirt. At least this time, it's not the one where it's unbuttoned, where he has the back tuxedo going on. Like,
wait, what? I missed the first part of that.
At least it's not the jean denim shirt that's unbuttoned with the shirt underneath it, because then you hate
that
tuxedo.
Oh Man. Well, you know what I've done right now, and you don't know it, but I just completely unbuttoned my shirt. So now I have no shirt and I have bare chest, and I feel awesome.
Now you look like that guy that's trying to fit in at the Jersey Shore Muscle Beach.
Yeah, and it's like
he's got a really pale upper lip.
Pale upper lip and a gut and one hell of a hairy chest. So it's good, dude. Look at this. This is a great, your viewers or your listeners are just in for a treat today. You know what I mean?
Either A, they've stopped listening, or B, they subscribed, or C, they've like blocked the channel, one or the other. Either way, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I know. I go back to my YouTube. I'm down 30 subscribers. Like, what the? Anyways.
Bro, so my audience from my other YouTube channel followed me over, right? Damn near 27,000 subscribers. I lost like 1,700 of them within the first month.
Did you really?
Yeah, because my audience is used to comedic content with voiceover work.
Oh.
So they followed me over because they're fans of me.
Right.
And they're like, I don't like crypto.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, so I did it. So you were doing something that had nothing to do with crypto before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I was making jokes.
No, I like those. I've told a few of those in my time.
And lots of jokes.
Oh man, you go for the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, so in the first 5 minutes of my first stream ever on that channel, I got demonetized. And again, editor, same note as the last interview. If you hear, it's just censor out.
Is that what got you? Is that what they took? They took your money away because you said.
Well, it was very explicit.
It was very graphic.
There was something about a blender and some nachos.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
But that was and then we kept on going on the format because people reacted very, very one of two ways: very viscerally positive or viscerally negative. And whenever you polarize an audience like that, that's the best.
Yeah.
And because the people that you piss off are going to talk about your show.
Right.
And the people that love your show are going to talk about your show. So it's a win-win. And so we got to the point where, it's on very, very common to where 2,000 to 6,000 people will show up during the stream, which is insane. Hundreds of hours of watch time every day from streams. And it got to the point though, because of the format of the show, we'd schedule the stream and YouTube would mark it ineligible for monetization before it even went live.
Right.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
My proudest achievement. YouTube knows me.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, that's when I started, I started talking about, I got the idea to do this, and then I did a couple of videos on some stock stuff. And then I started talking about crypto because I've, for the past year been interested in crypto. And I was like, all right, but I don't have, I'm maybe not like you, but, the people that know me and have been an audience of mine, they're not necessarily
comparatively. So like me. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. But they didn't know crypto. So it was just, but when I started talking about crypto, I was like, oh, YouTube's putting ads. They're not paying me yet, but they're putting ads in front of my videos. That must mean that's when I started, more traffic was coming to my page. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
YouTube waited till I was I guess they know my voice. So they waited to put ads on Crypto God,
Right.
But now there's 12 ads per interview.
Much.
It good for you. It is a obscene amount of ads on these videos. I'm like, what's happening? Why? Why? Well, they get every 5 minutes. It's ad.
Well, yeah, actually, I noticed that. I watched one of your videos, and I think an ad came on in the first 2 minutes. There was. I was like, Jesus, that's quick. You're not even letting me get settle in before I see an ad.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy because YouTube loves long form content. So when you have a 30-minute video, it lets them, if they choose to, put 6 ads in it. So when I have an hour podcast, we're looking at 12 ads.
Yeah, I know. I came into this feeling.
I'm getting those multi-stack ads now too, and I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Come bring them. Make these people watch endless ads. Let's do it.
So I will go on different profiles and like I'll search up the channel and have people watch my content in front of me. And like one does, you know. And then an ad will pop out. I'm like, oh, that's so good. They're like, what? I'm like, no, you don't understand. That's money, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Well, good for you, dude. Hell yeah. That's it.
You know, and it's just like, for people that get annoyed with ads, you don't realize it's people like me and Coop here. That's how we make our money on the internet. You know, we put out content that is consumable to the audience for them to get ads.
Yeah, that's it. That's why it makes us money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Words. You were going to say something?
I was going to say some sort of words about ads, I guess. I don't even know. Never mind. Moving on.
There was a word there you were going to use, and
then I forgot.
By golly, you lost it like your mustache.
I lost my mustache, my words. Now I have no sitting here like a slob. I'm appreciative that this isn't on camera. Like I'm relaxed. You know, when you.
Well, let's just put it this way. I got a face for radio, so me too.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Man, I'm immediately after this phone call, I'm taking some hair growing pills and I'm gonna biotin. Yeah, I got biotin.
Just spend about an hour every day massaging the mustache area to stimulate the follicles.
Yeah, like hang upside down.
Lots of upper lip chewing.
That's it. All right. Well, there we go.
And that's the show, folks. No. So what got you into talking about crypto and all those other things, man?
Yeah, well,
you are a funny guy because, I asked for the funniest guy in crypto and they sent me this mustacheless bastard and
yeah, well, it was nice of that guy to suggest me. And
you've been questioning it ever since we started the call on.
Wait, what? What did you say?
You've been questioning the choice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! This guy's gonna. Does he know where I live? He's gonna show up with like a display of fake mustaches, being like, in the meantime.
I was gonna suggest it. I'm not gonna lie. The thought had crossed my mind to ask you if I ship you one.
This isn't. I'm not delivering any new information. So what got me into crypto was last year. Like a lot of people, I kind of freaked out. And my initial reaction was the gold guns, move to Montana thing is what I sort of initially decided was the right moves when we're all locked up. I live in Los Angeles and, the store down the street was all the windows were busted open. I got 2 kids. I was starting to be like, Jesus Christ, this is an intense what's happening right now is intense. And so I kind of went that, and then, everything kind of passed and it didn't really matter. And I'd kind of dismissed crypto for a long time and just did because I didn't understand it. And then I started to look and I was like, all right, well, money's f***ed. And it's just the money printer is working overtime. And I just started to question a lot of the things that I thought, because I was in the stock market and, which has been fine. The stock market did great last year. But I just started to question some of the things that I thought. And then I started to look into Bitcoin and I made some initial, Bitcoin investments, and I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum and just was sort of superficially in the space. And, and then I just started to look more and I was like, wow, there's a bunch of different projects. I started to understand more on, it's not just a currency and there's more to it. And I was like, wow, this is actually, I've been an old guy about this whole entire situation and I need to open up my eyes. And then I go on YouTube and I'm doing all my research and I was like, wow, so much of this is so boring. Right. And, and I was like, man, and it's like, well, this person's got, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I find this tedious. I don't want to watch it. So I was like, I wonder if I can talk about this in a fun way, bring my comedy background and learn in public. And I just got started and it seems to be, I'm growing. And so I thought maybe I could bring some fun and like try to explain these things in a way that like, you know, my girlfriend can understand, or, you know, all my buddies that are like, what is like, how does Ethereum work? Like trying to figure out ways to explain these things in a way that people can, somebody that isn't totally, you know, in the you know, down the rabbit hole with this, now, I can understand.
I got to point something out. They'll be easier to understand it if they're not confused by your face.
I know. See, this is the thing. My friend.
Full circle back to the mustache all day. Like,
hey, you know what? You bring it back. You know, this is the thing. Is that it's funny because I did a little thing where I had photoshopped my profile picture on like some pictures from a TED Talk. And I was like, man, I'm a fraud. Like these pictures of me in my video with my little Photoshop face on this guy's body doing a TED Talk. I'm a fraud. And I was thinking that the other day. I was like, maybe I should grow my mustache back.
Yeah.
And then I'm here. And you know what? I'm not going to remember anything from this interview other than grow your mustache.
Or I'm deleting the interview.
You look like a wimp. Nobody wants to listen to you. Your mustache gives you a sense of masculinity and authority. So there you go.
Well, it's more just like, who's going to want to sit on your face now? You know, like
I know, right? Like, yeah, well,
go from sex man to, can I do your dishes, please, sir? Your butt might be Lord.
Like, I know, what is it? It looks like I definitely, like, you know, with the way I look now, I'm really into like juice cleanses and like
hit on me at a gay bar.
But I'm not in shape, dude. I'm not in shape. Like, there's no way.
No, you're not. Well, then you're definitely hitting on me.
I guess you're more likely to attract.
So for some context, okay I have like 3 gay roommates.
Oh shit, really?
And they're furries, and they host gay furry parties twice a week.
Do they really?
Yeah. Really and for about 6 months, there was a sex tent erected in my living room.
Erected, huh? That's amazing.
Yeah, bottles of in every room of the house.
And what do you do? Do you just kind of like sit down there like with your shirt off and just they admire your beard, or what's
No, I hide in my office.
Got it.
So once I came out of my office because I got thirsty while I was like, you
got thirsty and wanted to visit the tent.
No, I just wanted to go to the kitchen to get a drink. And so I come out of my office and I look to my right, and there are 3. This was the night directly before the tent showed up in my house. Okay. Mm-hmm. I look directly to my right, and there's 3 men eating each other's asses, human centipede style. They all stop at the same time and look up at me and make eye contact.
Wow. This is
and I'm just like,
bro, I just want some more.
I was like, I just want some Mountain Dew. What's happening? And so I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. I was crashing on the couch, right? And like I wake up the next morning and I look in the corner of the living. I open my eyes, and the first thing I see when I open my eyes in my house is there is now a tent in my living room.
Amazing.
And I just had a talk with my roommates about this like 2 days ago. And they're like, did they ask permission to put a tent up in our house? They're like, we didn't. You knew about it before the rest of us. I was like, huh.
Well, I mean, I want to rewind a second. So you've got these 3 roommates, and you walk to get your Mountain Dew, and you see a bunch of eating. Now, is there a conversation with your roommates being like, hey, like maybe some eating like in the closed doors of your guys' rooms? Like
I said, what the
you just kind of like, hey man, eating is happening, dude. I don't give a
This was my exact sentiment. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What the guys? and then I said, listen, if sucking and eating makes you happy, then by all means, I just don't want to see it.
I mean, I get it. I feel like that's a fair sentiment. And it's also in your path towards your, the refrigerator.
Yeah. But the second was weird, but the thought behind it was nice.
But I feel like there's some consideration in the fact that they're closing off. They're closing off And you said that these are furry dudes, so this isn't even like hairless, like feminine looking men.
No, furries, people that dress up as animals, bro.
Oh, dude, I do not understand that part of our culture.
They dress up as animals, bro. Furries each other.
Amazing. Good for you.
And and then we called it the tent for a while. Then I realized the only people having in the tent were gay men. So I renamed the tent to the gay tent.
Right, because you're not invited for your heterosexual in there.
Because listen, I am not gay. I have lots of gay friends, but I don't have in the tent because I live in the house. I just take them to, like private place.
You maybe like light a candle, close your door, and
turn on really loud death metal music.
Nice.
Or the opposing, some Pavarotti, some opera. Start off with Pavarotti, end up in Infant Annihilator. And
yeah, we have different situations. I'm probably turning on like D'Angelo or something like that. That's probably why I shaved my mustache.
It's because of your music taste is trash.
Oh boy, well that's funny, man. Good for you that you live in such a exploratory environment.
Well, it's like there were some people banging in the tent while I was watching TV, and they're like, one of the people are like, "Doesn't that bother you?" I'm like, "No, I can't see it.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'm okay." Like at least they went in the tent. At least they're in the tent now. Like.
Yeah, I feel like you're like being abused, man. Like
I'm grateful. I'm grateful they're in the fucking tent.
Your expectations have been demolished. You're watching whatever you're watching, dude. Like, what do you watch? Alone on the History Channel or whatever?
I'm sitting there watching Forged in Fire, and someone's pounding while a person's pounding steel, and it's like, huh.
This is amazing. Well, you got to get this. It sounds like you got your podcast going. So maybe you can get into your own space. Who knows?
Well, my business partner is the one that hosts the parties.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
He's got like that disease where his bones are like glass.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, he's got osteogenesis imperfecta, and
okay.
So like it's a really good dynamic, and really, would we complain if it was straight people each other? No, right? So I want to, I don't.
You're like, I mean, I feel like, just to be fair, if
a party is a party, okay? At 8 p.m. it becomes clothing optional. It is what it is.
Okay, look, hey, you know what? What am I talking about? I think, if I lived with a bunch of roommates and they were just people all around, I would be like, let's do it. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't care. Who knows?
Well, it caught me off guard at first, but then I really thought to myself, well, they live here too. And
there you go.
A lot of these other people, Coop, man, this is the only place where they can be with each other. And some of them don't even talk to anybody throughout the week, Right. So this is like a safe place for them to come and be accepted and for them to.
And I understand. And this is also like, yeah, they get to dress how they want to. And it's they
get to be them. So why?
Yeah. And you're like, it's not like they're just like this was like a random event where this just happened. This is your
typically they would off in another room, right? Like we got the closet, we got a couple bedrooms. It was just, it was a one-time eating incident. I'm not going to hold them eating ass over their heads.
Oh man, this is how little I knew what I was getting into is amazing. Like I get assaulted for not having a mustache. And an extended eating conversation. This is I'm going to listen more often, man. I appreciate the vibe.
If you like, there's some really funny ones on. There's some moments where it's like straight informational, right? Well, I got two types of audience members.
Right. One
half the audience wants the information. The other half of the audience wants to hear about eating ass.
I get it.
And I got to keep them happy, brother.
Yeah. It was a big moment for me growing up, where as a man, where I became more receptive to a woman, exploring my body. It was like I developed, I opened up a little bit as a man at some point. So that Yeah.
Well, it's like to an extent, and to bring it back to crypto, right?
Mhm.
There's going to be a lot of stuff out there we don't understand. And when we see stuff as people, we can either be receptive or dismissive. And when we get into this whole mesh of all these new projects coming out and whatnot, you can either close your eyes because, as you said, when you first came into crypto, you were kind of turned off by it, and then as you started to investigate more, you're like, oh, it ain't so bad, or oh, it's something that I like. It's kind of like eating, like at first you're turned off by
Yeah. Your first reaction is like, well, that's disgusting. Yeah.
And then you're like, that's not bad.
There's more to this. There's more to
it. Oh my God. I don't know. Editors, listen, you need to protect the channel on this one, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
And me.
Like lots of vigilance over like the censorship on this one. I want to not apologize in advance.
I hate for my conversation to be what took you down, man.
Oh no, this channel actually at one point in time got shut down, and they took off all the videos. They terminated the channel.
Jesus, was it just but then you were able to petition or whatever?
Well, what happened is we were talking about market manipulation, hyperinflation, and trade wars. And that video that we were opening the door on all of that is the one that got shut down, and they cited it for promoting dangerous and illegal activity.
Jesus.
And they took down all the videos. And I was still up on Spotify. I was still up on Google Podcast. And so I tweeted at YouTube and I said, YouTube, thank you so much for suppressing the truth and loving big banks enough to cover it up.
Did you get a response?
About 30 minutes later, my channel was back.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I pinned it.
Well, that's good, man. Good for you. And
of course we went through the appeal process, but they know my socials.
Right.
And not a lot of people get their channel back after it gets shut down.
So yeah, I haven't had to deal with that, but I guess it's you hear about it a lot. You hear about people, being like YouTube because of all the whatever the censorship and all that.
I just noticed something.
Uh-oh.
So my viewership took a dip like the day that it happened. Right? Because I was doing really good. I was doing some interviews at 2K, some had 12K, some had 4K. And then I put out a success talk video, which didn't perform very high. But the one directly after that is the one that shut down the channel. And I've only had about around the 2K mark ever since.
Yeah, I don't know if I had a situation where I don't know if just people weren't interested in the video, but I did a video on the China ban of crypto, and I made some jokes in there, and it's very possible just nobody really wanted to watch it, but it did not perform well. And I was wondering, I was like, oh, I wonder if they're just, and I could tell that when I looked at the analytics, they weren't pushing it, they weren't suggesting it for anybody to watch it or whatever, but it made me wonder if because I brought up China or whatever that they China.
So I had the real Trump token people on the podcast. And that was an experience.
I haven't listened. Is it the Trump token? Wait, so I think I know a little bit about Trump token. That's basically a token created to support him running in 2024, right?
Yep. Now, here's the thing. I don't get into politics on my channel, but I had questions and I wanted to tell jokes. So I had to choose between the two. So I chose the questions.
There you go. That seems like the path of least resistance. Yeah, the questions.
Well, also, everybody else, right? Everybody else, they deserved the opportunity to speak about what they do.
Of course.
Everyone else. And I don't like taking there was this one currency that on their brand had on a rocket. And I'm like, you ain't coming on my program. You got me f***ed up. And they got really mad at me. Right. But it's so I had to ask them point blank, so are you guys racist? If they paid me, Coop, I couldn't ask that question.
Right. Oh, so you did it. You ended up, you're talking about the pocket coin? Is that what you're talking about?
The Trump people, because because the whole alt-right pushing and stuff like that.
Right.
And I had to ask the questions, like, because, there's a couple different types of Trump supporters out there.
For sure.
And, well, I can say their team's not racist, and they let me ask all my questions.
And they didn't they weren't offended by the questions.
No, they were actually really happy with the interview.
Yeah.
Like, they were really happy. Because here's the thing. Like, when a person comes on, I'm going to say what I want, even if it's about their goddamn mustache.
Yeah, and good for you. That's probably why you got some steam, man. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I learned from my other content, and you've probably learned this from stand-up comedy. You can't be worried about offending people.
Yeah, your jokes die when you do that.
Like, there's always going to be a victim of a joke. Like, for instance, you throughout this entire interview.
Yeah, I know. What the No, I'm good. My entire stand-up routine is pointing at, the gun at myself, so that's a bad bad image.
I learned comedy from you, so I point the gun at you.
You're like, whatever. Yeah.
But
well, that's cool, man.
You got to have a balance in this business, like, because I view that I'm offering a service first and foremost, and bringing you on here to talk with me, you seem like a funny guy. And I'm like, if there's a couple things, some of his audience can come over and watch me, and some of my audience can go over there and watch him.
That's it. That's what we're doing.
I am collaborative by nature. And what I'll never understand, right, Coop, is those people that refuse to work with other people.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to handicap yourself when cooperation is your most powerful tool?
Right. And we're just really, in just the way things go, is that everybody's just like, okay, you believe what I believe, or we can't have a discussion. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. Like,
no.
Do I want Trump as president in 2024? Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
It's the most, literally, at this point for me, that question is so not interesting. If you do want them, then that's great, and you feel passionate about it. You support them. You go out there and you do your thing. Right. You want somebody else, like whatever. Like if you want The Rock, or whatever, whoever you want. Like it's just it doesn't.
For me, it's a cool project because of what their mission is, to bring in crypto into the Republican Party and make it mainstream. Like, that's cool. That's cool.
That is cool.
I'm cool, and they're like that. And they're cool.
I've never heard of any kind of crypto that was so focused in on like a political agenda.
Yeah, because a lot of people view politics as
yeah,
like,
and they're good. They're digging in.
Like me and you, we will never be political on our platforms.
Well, I'm not. That's not my. I'm not that interested in it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I have viewpoints that off everybody. I don't believe that I really fit in anywhere. So it doesn't.
Right. I have almost contradictory political views. Like, hey, let's give guns to everybody and abort please. I mean, if you're against any of that, it's just a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. Like,
the crypto god is a gun socialist that believes heavily in abortion.
Yeah, that's my whole shtick. Like, why do you think I, took out this firstborn in Egypt?
I like it, man. See, you're making me feel political. I like your. No, I don't either.
But no, it's just like. So, what's some of the projects that you're excited about? Because we're not going to shill here, right? But what are some of the projects that that got you excited, that you believe in? Not without. I don't do price predictions on here. I don't do I don't tell people to buy stuff, but I do talk about the stuff that I'm excited in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I try to take I'm an optimistic person in general. So when it comes to, I'm not trying to really, not that I won't get bearish on things on my channel, but in general, I like to talk about things that I'm just generally excited about and believe in the project. So,
what are those things that you're excited about the future of those things?
Yeah, well, when I first got in here, it was Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm not obviously not some sort of maximalist on Bitcoin, but or else I wouldn't like these other coins, I guess. But I started there, and I still believe in both of those projects. Obviously, I'm invested in those projects. And then what sort of opened the door to other projects was Digibyte. I had a buddy of mine that wasn't interested in crypto at all or investing at all. And I'd be like, hey man, like you have money, you've booked some good jobs. Like you should get your money to work. You put your money to work, like buy ETFs or something and just let your money sit there. It'll grow over time. Like just do something with your money. And he would just always kind of dismiss me. He hates the stock market, didn't like Bitcoin, yada, yada, yada. And then one day he comes to me and he's like, I'm going to buy a bunch of Dogecoin. And I was like, really, dude? This is the thing? And I was like, fine, buy Dogecoin and put your money to work, whatever. Like, but I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy to me that this guy rejects Bitcoin. He rejects, Ethereum. He rejects traditional stocks and all this stuff. But it was Dogecoin that caught his imagination, and he wanted to invest. And it turned out to be all right for him, by the way, so far. I mean, but it was that kind of him saying that to me made me be like, all right, look, I looked into Dogecoin at that point. It was a while ago. And I was like, this really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me other than it's funny. And Elon Musk likes it. But I was like, the tokenomics of it. And it just didn't seem to make sense. I would see these predictions of these huge numbers that people were saying Dogecoin was going to be. And I was like, that's not reasonable. Like, as it stands, what you're saying makes it a more valuable thing than, China or as a country, like the entire Chinese economy. Like I was kind of flabbergasted by it. I was like, there's got to be other things out there that make more sense. And so from that place, I started to really look into altcoins and try to understand it. And the first place that I really found that I was like, wow, this thing, what is this? It was Digibyte. And I was like, this thing makes a hell of a lot of sense. And I was like, why doesn't this get more attention? I don't understand. Like, it's been around for a long time, and it helped, save Dogecoin back in the day. It's one of those guys that's been battle tested, and it felt, the more I looked into it, I was like, wow, this thing is all borderline disrespected for it. It just, so much of it makes sense. So I like Digibyte. And then from there, I started to just kind of look, and I really I like Algorand is another one that I'm excited about. Silvio McCauley, he's the guy over there, and he's a really impressive impressive guy, Turing Award winner and all that. So I like that. And then I started to look at other things. Like I've been looking at Matic, Polygon. That's interesting. If on the Ethereum side of things. What else? But one that I'm kind of doing some research on right now is Hedera Hashgraph. I'm kind of comparing those and Algo. I'm working on a video about that. So those are the ones that I'm the ones that I'm Digibyte, Algorand, Polygon. Those are the ones that I've caught my interest at this point. But I'm constantly, I'm always looking.
I really do like Digibyte. Like, I like the people. I like the Digibyte people. The Digibyte people are cool people, even though some of them shave their mustaches. And,
for sure. Well, I got a guy that I met over there. His name's Script Skynet. And
he's talking about coming on the podcast too. I'm just like, why not? Right?
Why not? Well, I went on his YouTube channel, and it's funny that, I saw him online, and I saw some previous episodes, and he had this huge beard. And then I got on, and we did a video chat, and he had completely shaved his beard.
Don't tell me he used to have a beard and it's got. Oh no.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give. I didn't mean to throw him under.
Oh no, we gonna have a talk.
So I'm giving you something to talk about.
I'm connected to a charity that's all about growing beards, bro. Like the only thing you have to get in is a beard. Like they're called the bearded villains. Like you have to have at least 4 inches of beard growth to get in. So it's like,
are you really?
Yeah, no, they're a really great organization. They're fantastic. They do a lot of good.
What about mustachioed guys? Are they allowed or no?
They gotta have a beard.
You gotta have a beard.
I guess bearded villains, not the I might shave my mustache, villain.
Right.
I figured out why your lack of mustache bothers me, by the way.
What is it?
Okay. So in your picture on Twitter, your mustache brings out the broadness of your jawline.
Mm-hmm.
In your thumbnails on YouTube, this, if you look at it, your jawline looks so pointy. It's like you lost 3 inches off your jawline when you shaved your mustache.
So wait. Oh, so you're saying that I have a narrow chin. So what you're telling me I got a weak chin. Is this what's happening now? Are you escalating this right?
I figured out why it bothered me.
You're like, wait, see me with my mustache. You're like, oh man, like a masculine chin and big jawline, and then my my little pie face with a stupid grin, and you're like, I don't want to watch this. I don't.
I figured it out. I'm so sorry.
Like, who's this weak chin? Oh my God.
Please talk to a therapist after I apologize.
I've already canceled. I canceled.
Oh,
I was supposed to go tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. That's too funny. But yeah, no, like, you know.
Well, yeah, the Digibyte, but back to them, the Digibyte community has been
they're amazing.
Amazing, for sure.
They're super amazing people. And then their meme guy, Blazord, I realized he's the Hail Satan guy.
I don't know what that is.
So if you go into your GIF engine on any platform and you type in Hail Satan, there's a GIF of him. And I've seen his face for like a long time now. And then I realized it today. I was like, wait a minute, you're the Hail Satan guy.
That's hilarious. Did you tell him that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
I kind of had a fangirl moment for a second because I'm like, internet fame. Hello, you're a thing, you know, and it's kind of crazy when you see a person that's been a meme that's been a part of your life for over a year.
There's a familiarity.
And what's funny is he reached out to me, so it was like a really weird serendipitous moment, and so like I really enjoyed Digibyte, right? And I'm an ambassador for a token called Save the World. And what's cool about Save the World is they've up to this point have donated over $2 million to charity.
Wow.
They did that within their first 40 days.
Is it a newer project? Or?
Yeah, they've only been around for about 2 months. And so I'm like an ambassador for them, you know, because I really believe in the project. Like I really believe in the project. And I don't remember exactly how much I can say about their future plans, but they're doing stuff that no other currency has done up to this point. And the stuff that they have in the works they're negotiating right now. It's really kind of cool because they have it in their tokenomics very directly that, we will donate on a very regular basis. And they were doing like nightly donations there at first. Then the market crash happened and some whales freaked out like they do. Right. And like did
they just have a different, are they contributing to different organizations or?
Yeah, all sorts of different things and individual people. And it's just really cool what they're doing. So I'm excited about that project.
Cool. I'll look into it.
Yeah. Then there's like Diamond Hold. Diamond Hold's kind of cool. They have like an upgrade wallet system to where the longer you hold, the more reflections you get.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool, you know. And you know, there's some just cool projects. Everrise is doing some cool stuff that no one's done. They're starting a radio station for crypto podcasts.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, are they really? And are they on like satellite or whatever?
It's going to be their own thing, like in app stores and stuff. Like,
oh, cool.
A real live radio app similar to like Pandora. And
yeah, these are I mean, there's so many good. There's so many. Even if I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the projects you're talking about, but
they've all been on my podcast, bro.
Well, they've all
been on my show, bro. We've been in contact for a week. You could have at least watched the show once.
Well, yeah, it was about Digibyte. Yeah. But so we see what you did. I was sensing that you were rejecting me because of my mustache. Maybe when I grow a mustache, I'll be worthy to go back and listen to those and watch some of those.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
You know,
but my point I was going to make is that there is a lot of projects out there, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
And but one thing I learned in the beginning of this is that just because I haven't heard of it doesn't mean that it's a bad project.
Yeah.
And so, I'll look into the guys that you're talking about. I like to grow what I know and talk, and then if I get excited about it, I like to talk about it and try to make jokes about it. So,
yeah, there's a bunch of other cool stuff out there too, like for instance, Elon Peg is kind of cool. Like then you got Chi-Coin, which is trying to create like Ready Player One into a reality. They got like movie VFX people doing it that made like Super Bowl commercials and E3 trailers and all sorts of stuff. They're doing really cool stuff in the crypto space. And I know that Hala X is one thing that like flew underneath the radar for everybody. And they're like barely anybody knows about Hala X whatsoever or BitHala. And like they're worth 20 cents a unit. And like nobody knows about them. Like they've flown so far underneath the radar. And it's just cool like that, man. Just like, and what's really interesting is I get I'll talk to these guys and then like a month later or something, or a few weeks later, they'll reach back out to me and they're like, hey, how you doing? Can we get back on? I noticed you've been talking to multiple people more than once. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Because I get people that cancel on me on a regular basis. So why not?
Well, people cancel, man. That's a thing that I try not to do. I learned a long time ago that it's a good idea to follow through on what you're going to say you're going to do. Right.
Well, it's kind of like the serious projects. Like sometimes these guys, they'll schedule with me and they won't even show up. Coop.
They won't even tell you, huh? You'll just be like, all right.
Even show up. And it's like, and I almost had a situation like that with Everrise, but turns out that the dude was on the beach and his phone died and he was kind of like stuck there with his family, lost track of time. His phone was dead. And I contacted his team and his team called his wife and then we got on, but it's like,
that's amazing. See, that's where I need to be. I'd be like, oh, I got this podcast. Oh, I'm at the beach. I'll just do it from the beach.
Yeah. No, it was really, really cool, man. The dudes from Everrise, I got a lot of expectation for them. They got 60,000 holders thus far, and they're not even a month old yet.
Jesus. And you said that's for the radio station and Everrise. It sounds like that's a cool name. I like the name.
They got some cool going on, and I'm pretty excited about it. But as far as projects that can do a lot for the world, though, Save the World token is doing some really cool shit. And there's they had a really awesome all-time high, and then the market crash happened, and they kind of went down again, right? Mm-hmm. But they are the team, which I'm in communication with the team every day because I'm one of their ambassadors. I'm like, well, how can I help? Because I believe in the project, because I believe in it. I want to help. And they're working very hard, Coop. I suggest wholeheartedly scoping them out because they're up to some good shit.
That's cool. Where are they? Where are these guys?
Are
they
based kind of all over the world? You can check them out at savetheworld.health, or you can just go to one of my channel and look at the interviews.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch your or listen to one of your interviews on it, and I'll check it out. Save the World. It sounds like something that I like to talk about too. So
they're really cool. They're really cool. They're cool guys, and it was one of those things that they moved so fast at first, and then market happened, and and then there's for instance, there's a really cool application called Good Crypto that I did an interview with, and that was one of the coolest crypto apps that I've seen thus far.
What did you say? It's called Good Crypto?
Good Crypto. It's it pretty much tells you what your entire portfolio is worth, in whatever currency you wanted to view it as. And then you can set it to where it will trade for you based upon markers. And if it goes higher than your mark, it won't sell. But if it dips below that mark, it'll automatically sell.
Huh.
So it's got the stop loss feature in it. That's really cool. And it lists 3,000 currencies. So you can view the charts all in one place.
Huh.
It's really, really, really solid. And then, the CEO of Leeway Hertz comes on, and Leeway Hertz competes number 4 in the world in blockchain developers. Like, they're responsible for Alexa. Yeah, like, I'm talking to some cool people, bro.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, dude, good for you.
And one of the guys, the guy from Cheatcoin, like, the guys from Cheatcoin, part of their team is responsible for the Cyberpunk 2077 E3 trailer. Like,
now, Cheatcoin, how do you spell Cheatcoin?
CHEE. And they're doing this thing with VR where you get uniquely minted avatars and shit.
That's cool.
It is.
I mean, so much
awesome.
Yeah, there's so much in this space to understand. Like, that's why I was like, wait. It was stuff like this that made me realize that I was being so closed-minded, just thinking of cryptocurrency as a way of, just as a currency and as a way to, pay for things and just that traditional sense. And
I think calling it currency when you have like NFT marketplaces and whatnot, or coin or token, it's almost like a deceptive thing for some of this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like when the rocket growls came on, like that's a very unique project too, like.
Yeah, I've joked about it, but I don't actually, I don't actually know. Is that the one that is a tipping for porn? Is that?
So they do NFTs and they do shows and whatnot and tipping, which is really helpful to the ladies because, like, depending on where you're at, you can't even open up a bank account,
right,
as a worker. So, like, now, don't get me wrong, we talked a little bit about the currency, but more about porn. That one.
Well, for some reason, that doesn't surprise me, but that's good. Yeah.
Like, well, here's the thing, man. A lot of people, they've already done research on these things. Like, you can scope out the tokenomics by following the links.
Yeah.
Like, why would I give you, as a viewer, the same experience you're going to be able to just click the link and read? Why are we going to rehash the same shit? Like, why are we going to rehash that? Like,
well, especially in an interview, interview format, like you listen to interviews to get to know people, and you want to know more about them, and that is the interesting thing, I'm sure, went behind the pocket. Yeah.
And I personally wanted to do like a talk show format for crypto. Like, I didn't want to just like do the same shit, Coop. Like the same reason why you started your show. You want to I want to educate people, but also make them laugh and not have them fall to sleep.
That's it. That's the point.
And like, I can do a really educational podcast. I can do the thing. I can keep it professional, but then I end up
losing who you are.
I draw the entire time I do it. You know what I mean? I'm like sketching dragons and it's like, but you got to have, in the industry, as you know, you got to have a level of flexibility.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So what's your big plans for the future, Coop? I mean, you got to have some plans. What is going to be the thing, okay, before we close, what really sets you apart in the crypto space besides the fact you shaved your mustache?
Right. Well, my first big step is going to grow. I'm going to grow my mustache back, and it's going to be
good. Then I'll finally subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, and then I'm going to need you to. I'll tag you. I'll post a picture on Twitter, and I'll tag you, and you will. I hope you will feel like you've accomplished something.
I will retweet it as well. I'm not going
to. And then it'll be.
You do that, I will laugh so hard. By the way.
Well, but guess what? I do love growing a mustache, and it has been a while.
But wait, there's more mustache.
There's more. Come back. Yeah, you look. Like I said, I started doing this being like, all right, I thought about doing this. I thought, oh, this is boring. Like, I could do this. And I set out, my mission was to literally just do it. Just do it and not really care about just whatever. Learn about it, talk about it, try to joke about it. And as I've gone, these past couple of months, I'm just getting more and more knowledge about all of these things. I'm growing. And so, I want to stay connected to the idea that I'm going to explain things simply with jokes, but, just kind of grow in that space. So really what I'm doing right now is I'm still in the kind of, write better and better jokes and grow, have more and more people watch, and hopefully keep them laughing and keeping them informed. And it's not investment advice, but hopefully if you watch and you can, make some decisions on your own and make some money, like that's going to be, that's what I want to do.
Well, people basically like to listen to people explain things.
Yeah.
And they also like reaction videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people like to listen to people talk. They want to be entertained. And that's like the big thing. So, man, I really appreciate you coming out and sustaining some abuse for the sake of comedy.
Oh, it's been worse. I've had worse. Don't you worry about it. It's been fun, man.
I should have been meaner.
You should have. You were too nice. You were too nice. It was good. I had a good time, man.
Well, absolutely. Now, folks, you know what time that is. We're at the end of the show, which means you need to like, comment, and subscribe, and to share with all of your friends. Now, not just that, you need to go over and hit the ReCoop up. Go follow them on Twitter. Go follow them on YouTube. Go show them some love and demand a mustache back. Because if I don't see a mustache in 3 months, I'm taking down this interview and I'm campaigning against him personally. Now, that being said, folks, the last thing you need to do when you get some of this crypto stuff in your wallet is you gotta hold all that